Guys, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear somebody say, live below your means? What does living below your means actually mean to you? Let me know in the comments below. Hey, we all want more money, right? But we also need to consider some ways to actually save money as well, right? In order to have more money, save more money. Now, I'm not talking about being overly cheap, but I am talking about being a little more frugal and a little more conscientious or aware of our own behaviors with money. Now, hey, everybody's not gonna build this big time side business or side hustle that's gonna be $1 million in revenue, right? Everybody won't do that. So for most of us, we gotta learn to live below our means. Now, if you're not sure how to start living below your means, stay tuned. I've got some money saving tips for you. On this video, I'm gonna give you 13 simple ways to start living below your means. And your means is your income. Let's jump into it. Guys, the first thing you want to do if you want to live below your means is you have to start spending less money on leisure. Spending less on leisure means you can still enjoy life. You just need to be aware and conscious of what you're spending your money on. Look, find free and low-cost activities that you enjoy. Maybe you wait until a film is streamed instead of going to the movies. Or you host social nights in with family and friends instead of going to clubs or bars. Maybe you just simply limit the amount of times that you go out to once a month instead of 2 or 3 times a month. Look, you have to learn to enjoy life, have some fun, and get whatever self-care you need for as little money as possible. Remember, it doesn't take a whole lot of money to enjoy a whole lot of life. Now, the second thing you got to do is you have to understand your financial situation right now and be realistic with yourself while you're understanding your current financial life and your current financial habits. Where do you spend most of your money? What do you spend most of your money on? And what money behaviors are you engaged in or do you do? Like, you need to know this about yourself. Take some self-inventory of what you have and what you spend money on. You got to know what a problem is before you can fix a problem. So you want to start thinking more about your money behaviors. Now, number 3 is this. You have to create a tracking system for your money and for your spending. This means you got to create an effective zero-based budget every single month that's written down on a piece of paper or a spreadsheet. And then not just create the budget, but then you have to actually follow the budget. Hold yourself accountable and be disciplined to follow what you say that you're gonna do with your money. And then at the end of the month, go back and check that budget. See how well you did. Your budget is your measure of performance with your money. Now, the fourth thing you can do to start living below your means is after you do that budget, look for ways to reduce your expenses. You gotta get laser-like focused on the expense side of your budget. Right? What are you spending money on? You have to get focused on those expenses every single month and then focus on reducing them. Right? How do you rein in and control the expense side of your budget? If you want to have more money, the first place you got to go to is the expense side of that budget. So take a long look at the budget and figure out where can you cut? What can you cut? Where can you slash a little here and slash a little there off the expense side of the budget? That means looking at housing, looking at transportation, looking at food, car payment, credit card payments, and other debt monthly payments that you have. What about eating out or ordering in, DoorDash, Uber Eats, right? Can you cut any of that out? You have to study, analyze, and critique the expense side of your budget. Now, the 5th way to live below your means is simply try living on one income. Maybe you're a 2-person household. Can you afford just to pay all the bills with the salary of one person? Or maybe you're single. Can you live off 75% of your income? One of the best money saving tips that I can give you on this video is the quicker you learn to live on less, the more money you'll have to save and invest. Guys, if you get value from this video, please smash the like button below. And please consider subscribing to this channel if you're not already a subscriber. And also, don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family. Now, number 6 is this. You need to set financial goals that are going to lead to your future financial success. Guys, your goals are going to act as another way to control your money and control your spending. And your financial goals can help dictate what you do and what you don't do with your money, right? Your goals is like a guide for you. Look, when you're debating with yourself on whether or not to spend money, ask yourself, does it fit within your goals? And if it doesn't fit, maybe you should quit. Now, number 7 is this. The 7th way to help you start living below your means is be sure you save something for emergencies. Because listen, emergencies will happen. It's not a matter of if they'll happen, it's just when they're gonna happen. And if an emergency destroys your financial situation, you're probably living above your means. So do what you can to force yourself to save 3 to 6 months of your needs. Just put it to the side. If you wanna live below your means, make sure an emergency won't take you out. Now, number 8 is this. Save up for those major purchases that you're looking at down the road, right? If you know you're gonna need a car in 3 years, start saving for the car today. If you know the stove is going out and getting old, start saving for a stove. Just simply create a sinking fund for the major purchases that you want to purchase down the road. And a sinking fund is just setting aside a little bit of money each month for future expense. Hey, you know that Christmas is December 25th every single year. It doesn't change. So starting in January, you should be starting to save up for Christmas so that you have the money there available to you. And that'll help you live below your means because it won't force you at November or October to spend a whole bunch of money that you may not have. Again, sinking funds for all of your major purchases or major expenses that you know are coming up. Now, the 9th way to make sure that you're living below your means is make sure you pay yourself first. Paying yourself first means putting a little bit of money aside every single time you get paid into some type of savings or some type of investment. If you don't have an emergency fund fully funded, put it towards a high yield savings account and stick your money there every single time you get paid. If you're looking to do some investing, put some money towards investing every single time you get paid. But you want to pay today for the future you. Paying yourself first every single paycheck forces you to use in a good way the money you would probably be wasting on something less important. You gotta think about the future you and your future expenses. Hey, you can either pay now or pay more later. Why not just pay now? People that live below their means usually kind of have their priorities in order. And nothing takes priority over your future rent or over your future food that you have to eat. Now, number 10 is this. One of the best tips I can give you for living below your means is to simply avoid debt on things that go down in value as much as possible. Now, debt may be sort of necessary for something as big as an appreciating item like a house, but you need to try to avoid debt for everyday things like clothes and food and things like that, right? Because when you pay cash for things, you can save a lot more money and at the same time be avoiding the debt. Now, I know some of you out there love credit cards for the credit card points and all that good stuff. That's fine if that's what you choose. For me, I don't like using credit cards because oftentimes credit cards incentivize you to spend more on things that you may have not even been buying in the first place. But because you want to get some points, you buy things anyway using a card. So you got to be careful about credit cards. I was able to build my wealth without credit cards, but if you use them, just use them extra responsibly and try to pay cash for things as much as possible. Now, number 11 is this. Buy used. Buy used cars, used appliances, used clothing, used shoes, used tools, used books, you name it. There's a lot of great things you can buy out there used. In America, we live in a society of excess. Why not take advantage of the excess? There are tons of great used items available that you can buy used and save yourself a ton of money. Now, number 12 is this. Get rid of the subscriptions. Hey, we all have subscriptions to things that we don't use anymore, or we only use once or twice a year, but we're paying the little $7 and $8 and $10 and $12 towards all these subscription services. You may not need all these things. You need to take inventory of what you have in terms of subscription services. Sometimes these things are coming out of our check and coming out of our checking account and savings account, and we don't even know it. We forget about it. So we all have subscriptions that we don't use. My suggestion is save yourself some money and get rid of them. That'll help you live below your means. Number 13 is stay aware of lifestyle creep. When you make more, you don't necessarily have to spend more. Right? You don't want to always increase your spending every time you increase your income. That's a problem because that sort of renders the extra higher income a moot point, right? If you're just going to spend it because you make it, then you might as well have made less in the first place so you could spend less. So you want to avoid this lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep by having clarity about your financial goals and a specific timeline to reach those goals. And also, guys, try to avoid this feeling of competition amongst your neighbors or your friends or your family members or even your coworkers, right? Just because they got a new car doesn't mean you got to go get a new car. Just because they're going on vacation to some exotic island doesn't mean you have to go on some vacation to some exotic island, right? These things really do happen, guys. For the regular, everyday, average person, we look at other people and try to compare ourselves to them. It happens, right? So we just want to avoid that so our lifestyle doesn't creep up as our income creeps up. And so this lifestyle creep can sort of be kept at bay by simply finding peace and some pride and some joy and some gratitude in what you already have in your own life. Just focus on living the life that's meaningful to you. And don't worry what other people are doing with their money. Stay focused on you and your goals. So there you have it, guys. That's my 13 ways to start living below your means. 13 money saving tips. Guys, do me a favor, smash the like button below, share this video with your friends and your network of good people. And don't forget to drop that comment below. Let me know what you think. What are some other money-saving tips to help someone start living below their means? Hey, the best person to take care of the old you is the young you. Take good care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace!